Good morning, all. So we will go through the overview of Ayara solution, which is primarily catering the needs for a corporate revenue and finance teams. We will go over the different products, their features, and what is the value prop each product will bring on to the finance, revenue, finance, and the broader quote-to-cash stakeholders. So, as we want to start with a quote from a leader in Salesforce, which precisely summarizes how the revenue function and revenue teams are transforming in the current business environment. So revenue, which used to be a post-sale thought process, which comes in after the sale happened, to recognize the revenue, record them, and report to the streets as per the applicable accounting standards. However, as the business models are changing, where we're entering into the digital transformation world, that has unleashed various monetization models and also business offerings, pricing strategies, where revenue became a process on itself that cuts across the quote-to-cash ecosystem, quote-to-cash process, not just after a sale has been done. So precisely our Ayara thought process is also the same, wherein we look revenue as not just a traditional role of controllership and compliance, which is nothing but recording, reporting, and accounting the revenue once the sale has been done, but we see revenue in their emerging revenue function, their emerging role to be like a strategic business partners by being at the table at the time of sale negotiation, deal negotiation with the customer, to help the sales and the solutions and product teams to better understand if a deal is being structured in this way and the pricing is being the orders are being priced in this way and the discounts, what would the implication of revenue would be, so that they can make a judgmental call on how to structure the deal in terms of product pricing and discounts that will optimize the revenue outcome for the organization while providing the desired value to the customer. In addition to that, revenue also plays an important role now when the products are envisioning their products. How do we really define those products? How do we define the characteristics, or how do we really price them? How do we structure them in a way that it optimizes the revenue as well? So you can see we see revenue role being moved towards the upfront in the quote-to-cash, the idea to offer, as well as to whole lead to cash cycles as we speak. In order to meet that particular transformed role, in order to empower the revenue team to do their new roles of being a strategic business partner while continuing to make sure their back-end accounting process compliant, Ayara had really developed two products that provides the end-to-end capabilities needed for the revenue teams to manage the new role that we see. However, when we go back to the existing landscape of solutions and offerings we see in the market, none of them are meeting the needs which are leading that the users needs to resort back to their Excel spreadsheets. That increases the operation efficiencies, or there's a fragmented solutions in the market that doesn't automate the end-to-end process for them, wherein the knowledge has been accumulated within few people. That will pose us the continuity risk, and the longer period close cycles and reconciliations during the period close, which has a potential risk to the timelines of Excel reporting and inaccuracies as well. And as the processes are handled in an isolated, fragmented, and manual way, there is no way for anyone to get the real-time insights and also necessary drill downs, so that the users can make a judgmental decisions on either product offer creations or deal structuring, and it automatically reduces or impacts our company's ability to optimize their sales strategy as such. So now let's talk about what is Ayara revenue management. So Ayara revenue management is a suite of products wherein it automatically identifies, analyzes, classifies, schedules, processes, account, and then report the revenue recognition events. It dramatically increases the speed and accuracy of the financial close process while ensuring we are meeting the regulatory and audit requirements. And also it is being posed to scale to the hyper growth that every organization is anticipating, either through the volume or either through the new business models or new sales motions or new pricing strategies, discounting strategies, solution offers, everything. It is flexible to support all these models, the emerging models that we have. It also provides you the real-time and comprehensive insights throughout the customer life cycle for better deal structuring and optimizing the customer value as you build your relationship with the customer as well. As we said, there are two different products that is part of the suite. One is revenue intelligence. Think this one, if you go back and correlate to the diagram where we had the emerging role and also the traditional role, revenue intelligence is the differentiating product that really supports the users for their emerging role. And revenue intelligence actually at the time of quoting, it enables the finance to perform the revenue allocations, bundle attributions, gross margin based on the allocations, and revenue forecasting for the entire term of the particular quote. That will help the finance to make a decision to provide the necessary approvals, and also sales to make a decision is that how the gross margin that we need is being achieved or not. So whereas the revenue accounting is a product that supports the traditional role, where it automates the end-to-end processing of the transactions to recognize, account, and report revenue as per the defined business rules as well as the accounting standards. Accounting standards, it also have the capability of continuous monitoring and reconciliation, so that the period close and the regulatory requirements are being fulfilled with lower risk from the revenue standpoint. And double clicking on those two, revenue intelligence and also on revenue accounting. So as we said, revenue intelligence has got these key capabilities of performing the revenue allocations, bundle attributions at the quote level, and based on the allocated revenue, it's going to calculate the gross margin for each of those deal, and based on the allocated revenue, we're going to forecast the revenue across the term of that particular deal. And revenue intelligence this particular product is integrated with major CRM systems like Salesforce and Aptus. We have an app on their exchange and on a native way, and also we also incorporated cognitive based ML learning to read the contract and interpret the various terms and conditions of the contract and assess the impact from a revenue standpoint and apply those terms on the revenue contract and adjust the revenue accordingly. Moving from a value prop standpoint, as we can see, it kind of like provides a comprehensive insights for better deal structuring and pricing. It also helps in closure of the deal on a faster basis than really waiting for the finance to perform these quote level allocations and analysis on a manual basis. It on a click, on a real time, on a click of button, it provides this information for the finance and sales organizations. It also helps the sales and products to forecast their revenue over the term of that particular contract or particular quote, so that they have a better understanding of how the revenue streams would look like for them in future. In addition to that, as we said, it eliminates the manual, the huge Excel spreadsheet and macros that are being built on the Excel spreadsheet for the finance organizations to perform or to calculate the revenue allocations and variable considerations and forecast the revenue for them. Moving on, revenue accounting. This is the product that helps for the compliance and automated revenue recognition and then reporting of them. From a key features standpoint, it supports bundle attribution. We can support subscription, SaaS, and consumption, various complex business models. There is a robust SSP analyzer to determine the sales, determine the standalone selling price based on historical transactions that can be sliced and diced based on various business rules. We also had revenue accounting model can also support the post-contract modifications, automation through reallocations and readjustments of the revenue as needed. We also have a thorough and robust multi-dimensional reporting that can be self-served by the users to create their own views and cuts and dimensions of that, and an automated compliance monitoring that looks at the data on a day-to-day basis and figure out any anomalies as well as anomalies, and then notify the users so that they can be proactive in identifying the compliance issues and fixing them than waiting until the period close. I mean, through this end-to-end automation, obviously we're going to dramatically increase the period close process, and then by virtue of it, kind of like we also dramatically improve the external reporting timelines while being compliant and while being accurate on the numbers that being calculated by the system. We also provide a better visibility of the actual revenue and adjustment at the most granular level, that is the performance obligation level, and the users can summarize and aggregate the information both for external reporting and internal reporting by various dimensions, whether it is geo or by product or by entity or by contract or by customer. There are many cuts and dice, many cuts that the users can really enable themselves as well. In addition to that, by eliminating the manual process for revenue recognition, we are also reducing the compliance risk and any operational and also manual operational controls to be more compliant. So then, what are the key differentiators between these two products compared to the others? Again, first and foremost is like Ayara embeds the whole revenue recognition process across quote-to-cash lifecycle, not just post-sale, into their entire monetization process from sales to ordering to billing to rev rec to reporting and disclosure. As we said, we are compliant with the existing standards, A606 and IFRS 15, but also we are highly confident that our robust and flexible business rules-driven engine can handle any subsequent changes as we progress into these new businesses. We also, through the end-to-end automation of the entire revenue recognition process, there is a huge potential for us to unlock the productivity gain for the revenue team that historically was used to do the repetitive and mundane task, and that gain can be repurposed for analytical and supporting the business in their decision-making process. We also have the first ever product in the market to perform the revenue allocations, gross margins, and forecasting and revenue insights at the coding phase itself on a real-time basis to optimize the revenue outcome and also to eliminate any revenue leakages that could happen. We also have our capabilities to support the existing business models like hardware, software, SaaS subscriptions, but also we are scalable to support the complex business models like usage-based consumption, dynamic pricing, outcome-based pricing, etc. as well, and all sales motions, either it is B2B, B2C, or through partners to channels. And we also are Ayara is an independent solution that has got a pre-wired integrations with major CRM systems, Salesforce, Aptos, Conga, and also with various ERP systems like Oracle, SAP, NetSuite, so that we can support any kind of infrastructure that a customer has, whether they're using everything in one platform, like everything in Salesforce or everything in Aptos, or they use Salesforce for quoting and ordering, whereas they use ERP solutions for their delivery and billing information. We also have an self-serve multi-dimensional reporting and forecasting that is powered by AML, so that the users can manage their own reporting suites and reporting cuts.